These cabinets aren't going to do much for me just sitting here. Hey guys, so today we are in a new garage because I moved. I'm in a rental house. I took my upper cabinets with me from the old garage. You might remember them from my lighting short I did. They are not going to do much for me just sitting here like this because, I mean, I can use them, but they're kind of just sitting here loose. So today we're going to turn them into a mobile rolling workbench. We're going to add some wheels on them. We're going to put a nice top on them. And we're going to do it in under 2 hours because I need to get some sleep because tomorrow morning the Camaro is coming right where I'm sitting. So this have to be able to roll away. Here we go. Let's take a look at our plans without hopefully casting too much of a shadow. That was really a tongue twister. Okay, so we're going to build a base here first out of plywood and 2x4s. The 2x4s here are going to be 2 4-foot lengths and then 4 21-foot lengths. We're doubling up on these to have some extra spots for the casters to drill into. Sitting on top of that is going to be a sheet of 1/2-inch plywood, 4 feet in length by 2 feet in width. Sitting on top of that is going to be the cabinets right here. And on top of that is going to be a thicker piece of 3/4-inch plywood that will give us a nice sturdy work surface. All these are going to be screwed together, screwed down, screwed to the top. This thing's going to be sturdy. It's going to be a little over-engineered, maybe, but it'll work, it'll hold, it'll hopefully survive the next move. First things first, we're going to measure this 8-foot piece of 2x4 out into 2 48-inch lengths. Forgive my mumble, it's late and talking is secondary right now. Now I know it's not going to be exactly 48 inches because there's always a little bit cut off by the saw blade. But I also don't need this to be perfect. Actually, that's a hair over 4 feet. So if we make our mark across and cut on this side, we might actually get 2 48-inch pieces. Bring these over to the saw. And then we're going to bring you over to the saw. Gotta love it when you are your own cameraman, right? All right, we were filming at HD 1080, but I'm gonna do 4K at 30 because I'll take some resolution over some frame rates. Wow, that was almost perfectly lined up right there. And ready to chop chop. Perfect. And this should be 2 pieces of pretty much the exact same length. We don't need perfect, we just need good enough because we're on a time crunch. All right. Well, actually, we still need our 4 21-inch pieces, so we're going to cut a little more. Back to the saw. And I need the ruler and the square and pencil. Let's see here. $21. Square that off. Now, the next question I'm asking myself is, how am I going to how accurate do I need this? We can move this entire table over and make that sit on the edge of my shelf over there. You saw nothing. Just because I want to show this off, we have this thing perfectly balanced on the shelf on a pipe. You work with what you got. And right now, what we got is a way to keep this from falling. Let's hope I measure correctly. As I cut, I'm going to start laying them out like that, where they should be. All right, time for the next piece. Now, we don't really have a way to balance this one unless we clamp it. Can we clamp it? I also have stuff in the way, so we're gonna flip that one. See, I got these clamps here. And maybe, just maybe, if we're very lucky, see, I know this table is designed for me to be able to clamp stuff. I just don't remember quite how. But you know, we work with what we can. So we're gonna move this over. Gonna line it up where we need to. That's perfect. And I think I can get this good enough to clamp it, hold it, and cut. I in fact did not have it clamped good enough. But as it gets shorter, it will get easier. Now the real trick is going to be, can I edit this to make it make sense? Somehow Adam Savage manages to make stuff look good. Maybe he has better editors? Maybe he's more entertaining. Both are entirely possible. Not even gonna bother clamping it. We know it's gonna fall. But that's okay, because we're chopping the end off. In theory, this should really be the last cut we have to do. Might as well take a moment to get some video for we're making a workbench out of some cabinets. Filming it for YouTube. Getting our cuts. And just like that, lower you back down a little bit so you can see that's got a little warp in it. Is that going to be an issue for us? That might be an issue for us. Can I flip it over and fix that? Yes, I can. I don't have a square to square this, so we're going to be just screwing it together and hoping for the best. But for this next bit, we can close the garage door. It's getting a little humid out there. I bought some 2-inch screws, which should be more than enough for what we are doing. My dumb brain, oh yeah, 2-inch screws will be fine. No, they will not. But I should have some bigger ones. Let's see what we got. Those are Tapcons, we don't need those. Oh yes, these are 2.5 inches. Those are 3 inches. Those will work perfect for what we're doing. And I have plenty of them. Could I have clamped and pre-drilled and all that fun stuff for these? Yes. Where's the fun in that? What I can do is start drilling these in now. So that way, All I gotta do is hold it together. Don't worry, she'll hold together. Come on, baby, hold together. That's good. May have slightly cracked that 2x4, but you know, we're all a little cracked sometimes. I think we'll be okay. And if my measurements check out, because they should, 21 inches plus 2 2x4s is 2 feet. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do on this one is what I should have done on the other one and pre-drill both sides. Actually, I could bring you lower for this. Lower and back a little bit. Ought to do it. So maybe you might actually see my pretty face a little bit. Good, nothing's broken through. We're going to take our 10% of the plan and roll with it here. We'll move you. Hey, we managed not to crack it that time. Yay, go team. Yay. We're almost at the finish line. Just one more side to go. And then we double up. But Travis, you're probably thinking. Well, you're probably thinking, what's his name? Yeah, his name's Travis. But Travis, you're probably thinking, you didn't pre-drill this. Well, yes, I know that. So we're going to rely on sheer stubbornness right here to get this thing in. Do we crack that a little bit? Yes. Will we have extra reinforcement and it'll be okay? Also yes. Now we're going to hope our next pieces fit, because my sander doesn't have this thing on it, so my sander needs a new belt. So, because it doesn't want to fit, we're going to entice it to fit. Check our fitment on the other side. That is snug in there. That is very snug. Let's move that up a little bit so we can see better. I'm going to make it a little easier on myself, and I'm going to drill down this time. That side's good. Now, we'll do the other side later. I'm going to get the other piece in over there now. Maybe that one will fit in better. Maybe you would like to see it. It already seems to be going in a little smoother. We like that, we like that. All right, we'll lift it up again. We'll lift it up again. We'll make sure it's flush as we can get it. You're probably realizing more and more this is not the greatest workbench ever built. It is a tribute. Took the bit with it. Cool. Let's do the other side now. for the views. Now this is done, we can attach our plywood sheet, which will make sure it stays nice and sturdy. This one we can afford to use the smaller nail or smaller screws. And that should fit. And it does. Fantastic. Okay. Do I want to use my 2 inchers or my 1 inchers? Let's take a look at our 1 inchers and see how much we're going to dig in. Realistically, the whole cabinet top's going to be sitting on this thing. So I think 1 inchers will be fine. Which means I don't really need that many of them. Just enough to kind of hold it together while I move it around a bit. Let's put 4 more on the other side. I think we'll be golden. 4. Fantastic. Might as well mention while I'm talking here, I miss my old air-conditioned garage. Okay. Now that that's on, we can flip it over and put the casters on. Find them. Are these heads big enough, or am I getting a different type of screw? Yeah. So, it looks like when I used these casters before, I used a different type of screw with a washer on there. So we're going to do that again. These do not need to be perfect. They just definitely need to not hit the other screws that are in there. Which I really should have thought through better. Oh well. Live and learn, right? Just need to get one of them in. That might be too tight. "16 times we get to do this." That's one. 3 more to go. We can speed through the rest. And the wheels are on. That should be sturdy. I don't know what that was. Enjoy the view. Clean up a little bit. Let's move some stuff kind of out of the way. I guess we can reel this thing in a little bit. If I actually remember how it goes. Move this thing on over and we'll start putting the pieces on. Yeah, once we know they all roughly fit, we'll screw them down. That's one. It's two. And actually, these are only 45 inches apart. The base is 48 inches, so we're actually gonna leave a lip in case I want to do anything of 2x4s later. So we got a little spare piece, and it's gonna help us define where the edge is. No. Smart, man. I would have locked these sooner. These are on the edge. As much as they can be. We'll get the other pieces on, then we'll square it up. This one has seen better days. We don't want to center these up. Which really, I should have measured out the center of the board here, line the backs up against. I'm going to do that now. If I can find the tape measure. It got moved. We'll probably speed past this. I don't think you want 10 minutes of me trying to line these up. think once I get one of these anchored, the rest will fall on the line. This one is now in the correct spot. I think. We're going to open its door and check that, yes, distances are flush on both sides of the wood. So before something goes horribly wrong, because things like to go horribly wrong, we're going to screw this one down. And I think, yeah, the 1 inch ain't going to cut it. We're doing the 2 inch. I think I don't have enough 1.5 inches. Let's move you over so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, battery is changed out. Where were we? 2 inch screws. That seems overkill. Are we sure the 1 inches won't be enough? How much do I have to countersink you in? We're gonna try a 1 inch and see if I can just countersink it in enough. And that's just spinning in there, so yeah, I don't like that much. Yeah, if we don't care about the screw sticking at the bottom, which we really don't, because no one's gonna see it anyways. Then we're good. Now we just get to line up this one, and then the other two will line up against that. And then the top goes on. Yay! These might not want to line up perfectly, but this one, it's also possible these were built by the lowest bidder. Which we'll modify a little bit as needed, because we cannot guarantee everything is also as flush as it should be. Right. Let's see if I can get towards the edge, okay? That's not going anywhere. Now, I can move the camera. Well, I'm gonna move the camera because I forgot I locked all the wheels. I was gonna just turn the thing around, but we locked the wheels. Oh. Yeah, no, this should be flipped around. That one also should have been flipped around so the block was on the outside. Yeah, we might undo that one and flip it around. This one we can mount though. Fix those later. One more. Right in the corner. Try to secure these into the two by fours below. At one point I was thinking I was gonna make sure they're all screwed together and stuff, but do I really need to? All right, that's secured. My doors are a little off, but we can adjust those. Let's flip that last one around so the black is facing everywhere. possible. This one was on the all right. They're all on. Now we can put the top on. Gotta find a way to air condition this garage. That's level. We're gonna sand this thing at some point, clear coat it, and maybe clean the edges a little bit. But right now, we just need to mount it in. I was gonna try to drill up. I was gonna try to drill up and hide the drill screws and everything, but you know, we're just gonna drill down and we're gonna cover it with what's the word I'm looking for here? Wood filler. Wood filler is the word of the day. Why am I worried about hitting an edge? It's all solid. Unlock the wheels. Actually, I think that one was unlocked. Or did I just lock them all? And we have a workbench. Thanks for watching.